All right, you guys. We have Derrian here. She is just awarded the SEC Specialist of the Week. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Justin, you want to start?
Yeah. Hey, Darian. Just how's it going? And first of all, winning SEC Specialist of the Week. How'd you grade your performance this past Friday, and how do you think you did?
I grade my performance. I'm going to say a B plus because I felt like I still left some things there, like on vault. My landing could have been better on bars. My landing could have been better, but I feel like I really gave it my own floor. I still have upgrades, so I feel like I have a lot more in the tank, so that's why I say a B plus.
Yeah. How about your teammates? Highest score of the season? Was the energy different? How did you guys kind of pull that off? And what did you see out of your teammates?
Right, as a team, I give us an A plus. The energy was amazing. It was just so special. I can't really describe the feeling, but I thought it was so sweet how my teammates came up to me and they were like, "We're just trying to set you up," and they've really never said that before, and that really just meant something to me. It meant a lot to me. It made me feel like, okay, we're in this together, and they really want to see me do well. So that really meant a lot to me.
Did having Cassie and Aria kind of having the whole team back together, did that help having them back?
Yes, having everyone back together it helped so much, and I was so glad to see them perform so well. It kind of helped me. It's like they can come out here and do that like we all can. So I was just super excited to have everyone back together. So
Darren, I guess if we could rewind a little, just what's this year been like for you? Because I don't know if we've talked to you yet, but it's kind of crazy. You were, at the end of last year, you're on top of the world, and then COVID comes, and it would have been really bad timing for a lot of athletes who are doing well. You know what I mean? But it seems like you didn't let it stop your momentum, right? And now you've come into this year, even with everything so different, still going. Just what's this year been like, and what's that like to try to kind of keep things, keep your career going the way it was going?
right. So last year it was heartbreaking how everything ended, and obviously we had a great team and we wanted to continue to go, but there's just things that are beyond our control. So going through quarantine and trying to keep up and train and also trying to live life as well. So, but getting back into the gym, we've just been working really, really hard. So I feel like we've kind of been going nonstop. Sometimes I just want to be completely honest. Sometimes I do feel burnt out. Sometimes I try to dig deep and find that passion to come in here and not complain and not, you know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how it's been, and I feel like it's been paying off. We've been working very, very hard, and I feel like it's paying off. And I can't wait to everyone sees, what kind of team we are.
Where does that come from for you? When you say dig deep, where is that?
Mhm.
I don't know. Where does that energy come from to push through? Even though the crowd isn't the same as it used to be, and things like that. Like it's not the way it used to be. How do you keep going?
Just knowing all that I put in to be here, first of all, just this amazing opportunity. I don't want to take anything for granted. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing no matter what. And I know that things will get better. It's never going to stay right here. It's going to fluctuate, but things will always work itself out. So
This will be the last one for me. I guess Madison might have more, but just what are your goals for the rest of the season? With where you are right now, what are you trying to do?
So what I've been telling myself is I just want to be Derrian. I don't like to put extra pressure on myself. I feel like if I'm the best Derrian, that helps everybody out. I feel like, it's just perform to my best, try to be better than I was that last week. And I just feel like it just helps everyone else. I don't like to, put too much pressure on myself. I don't want to try to overdo something. I see that when I'm just Derrian and I'm just authentic and I just do what I do, things tend to work out. So that's really just my goal for the rest of the season. Not try to be someone I'm not, just be Derrian.
All right, go ahead, Madison, if you have questions.
Yeah, just a few. Justin covered a whole lot of what all I needed. So, just looking forward to Missouri. Can you give us any specifics of what you're specifically looking to do this Friday?
Better landings for me. I want to work more on my landings and team wise, I want the same energy because that was awesome. That was so much fun. So I'm hoping that we can just carry that to Missouri and just have fun. Like I said, just be Derrian, have fun, and perform with confidence and love. That's where my joy from gymnastics comes from love, and it's passion, and that's just what I want people to feel when they watch me. So
coming off of a huge week like you had last week versus LSU, how do you take that energy and make sure that you can keep it up personally for yourself heading into a new meet, especially a road meet that's pretty far away?
right. Gotta just be really humble about it. Like I said, you can always find places to improve. You can find things to improve. So just take what was good and just keep going and keep learning, and just keep being humble and helping others. And that's how I plan to keep going forward.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Justin, you got any more? All right, thank you. We'll be back with Jeff.
Thank you, Derrian.
All right, we'll just start with some overall thoughts from Jeff on last Friday and heading into this week, and then we'll start with questions.
Well, it was a great meet last Friday. Thought the energy level was really good. We've been pushing really hard to give a lot of opportunities for girls, and I feel like it's paying off now. It's been a little inconsistent on the road here, but it's really starting to pay off. We're a pretty deep team, and we're a really talented team. So yeah, we just have to continue to bring the same energy, and I think we'll have good results moving forward.
All right, go ahead, Justin.
Jeff, can you remind me, because I'm stupid, what is, as far as postseason, like what's the importance of having a good road score, right? Like, don't you need one, right? You need a good road score.
Yeah, so that's a really good question. This year they changed it because of COVID. You have to count your 2 highest home and 2 highest away scores, and you average them. So we've obviously got 1 good home score now, and we have 3 road meets coming up. We've got 1 road meet that's at a 195, 7-ish. So we don't want to keep that one if we can help it. So we definitely need to have a good road score. And the whole point behind that is there's this theory that you perform better at home because it's your home equipment. And I think a lot of times that is the case. But for us, we typically want to be good on the road because you're going to go on the road in the postseason anyways. So it's important for not just rankings, but it's important because we're not going to be in Auburn Arena for the postseason this year. So we've got to figure out how to travel and get all that stuff figured out.
So does SECs count too?
Yeah, SECs is technically our last regular season meet because all the teams in the SEC actually qualify to it. So it's not viewed as the tournament yet because you don't have to play in to get to it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so this week going on the road, you got, only a handful of opportunities left. So what to get a good road score, what are you kind of looking at this week?
Well, the main thing is I want to replicate what we did on Friday night at home. We have to, we've always talked about making that portable, taking it on the road with us. We have to be able to do that. So the good thing is for this one is we get a Thursday practice. So we'll actually be here through Thursday and get a good practice in. So we can actually make a pretty good decision about, who's ready, who's clicking at the right time, right before the meet, rather than, the Kentucky meet, we had to make our decisions on Tuesday. So that's a little tough to figure out what people are going to look like on Friday from Tuesday afternoon. So that being the case, and there's so many girls that are options this year, it's a tough coaching call now. I really feel like we have 4 or 5 girls that are pushing for a couple of spots in each lineup. So that's a lot. And the more practice and the more pressure we can put them on them in practice, the better.
So is Aria any closer on beam? And like you said, but you kind of just answered it, but you've got more people pushing for lineup spots, right? So this week there could be some changes, or at least pressure on people who are in the lineup.
Yeah, I think Aria's at the point now, at least with beam, that she's about where she was last week with bars. So last week at this point, she was making an argument that she could do it at a high level. And right now, our goal had always been get bars first, then get beam, and then get floor, but because we had to change her floor routine. So right now, I think she's in the mix on beam. At least she's starting to become in the conversation. And but she's also got a lot of good people around her that she's got to beat out if she's going to make one of those final 2 spots. So it adds something because she's an experienced, high level athlete who's been through a whole bunch of meets for us and has sort of built a solid reputation within our team that they have a lot of confidence in her. But there's a lot of good girls around her, so she's got her work to do.
Go ahead, Madison.
There you go. Looking forward, I think this is one of the few meets where Auburn is coming in at a higher rank than their opponent. Does that mean anything to y'all?
No, not really. The crazy thing is, we also haven't competed against anybody outside the top 10. So it would be nice if I was higher ranked and was, higher up in the top 10 before, but we just approach every SEC matchup and like it's a top 10 matchup. I look at Missouri and I think they're a little underranked for where they're supposed to be. They had an injury early or late in the preseason, early in the season to one of their better kids. And I think they went through a little bit of what we went through when we had those 2 meets where we weren't really competing the kids that we thought we were going to compete at that point. So I don't put a whole lot of stock into what they're scoring right now. I do think that at some point they're going to have it figured out, and I don't want to be the team that's there when they get it figured out. Typically, Auburn's been the team that shows up when the other team gets it figured out. So our goal is to let them figure it out, but to be a little bit better than them. That's all.
And I know we've talked about this before, just about keeping up that energy, having such a tough season and having such a hard schedule. But y'all are coming off of so many little wins coming off of LSU, and now you're heading back on the road, a really hard, physical traveling trip. So how do you keep that momentum that y'all were able to wrangle up for LSU and push it toward Missouri?
Yeah, it's a combination of things. I do think the bye week was helpful before LSU because there's a little bit of rest. Those 2 road meets right in a row were tough on a small team because we only brought 12 girls. We basically went 2.5 weeks with everybody having to compete or practice every event. That's really tough on them, and to get on the road and to go without some practice. So the secret here is to try to let off the gas a little bit. I know Derrian talked about how hard we're working. That was good, and that was the plan. But eventually, you've got to stop pushing and start believing, and that's really where we are right now. We have to start believing, because what we put out there on Friday night just validates how good this team is. And they're young, and they have to start believing what they're seeing, that we are a good team, believe in it, and take care of yourselves so that we can go for this. There's a long stretch. We've got about 9 weeks left, and we've got 5 top-notch matchups to get done, and five top-notch meets to get done just to get to postseason. So the goal is to be healthy in the postseason, and we just got to be smart.
Are there any more questions?
Yeah, Jeff, I want to just ask about Derrian a little bit here at the end. I was kind of talking to her just about her career and how she's, someone like her who's a star and was doing so well, for COVID to hit her and for her to, to claw back, almost like to get all her momentum back. What have you seen out of her to be able to do that?
She has a tremendous amount of determination. She has a real competitive spirit. She's got a really high work ethic, but I think the best thing about her is that she wants to make sure that she's enjoying the process, and she doesn't get so wrapped up into the results. And I really think it's really beneficial for our young people to see how you can compete at a high level, but enjoy the process. And she has high goals, she has high standards for herself, but she really tries. She's very successful about not getting wrapped up into those things, and she sets a standard, but then she has fun achieving that. That's what I get from her. I think quarantine was tough on her, just like it was tough on everybody. But you can imagine Derrian's a people person. You know, she likes to be around people. She likes to bring the energy. She likes to keep people up. She's very selfless. So getting back in here and working with her team has been a real blessing, not just for the team, but I think for her. So I think that's the secret. You know, she's one of those people that she can somehow strive for a championship without really getting wrapped up into striving for a championship.
Can you just explain kind of what are her goals, you know, for someone at her level, you know, what's kind of the next step?
Well, she's got upgrades. She's very much process oriented. So she looks at the next step. You know, we've got an upgrade on floor that we've been playing with, and she's starting to realize that she should be starting to put it in at some point. So that's her next phase. She is very much a process person. So I think she knows that when she's on her game and when she's in her process and enjoying it, that she can compete with anybody in the country. So she doesn't have to get wrapped up into that. She has to get wrapped up into being her. And the way she motivates is things like that. She wants to add something. She wants to, you know, those sticks that she talked about, that'll bug her. You know, the simple fact that the bars and vault wasn't as good as she wanted it to be, it bugged her. That's why she sort of took that a little bit to floor and took it out on floor. And I think that's the stuff that motivates her.
So if she's got a 9.75 on floor and she's upgrading it, I mean, does that mean, you know, is a 10 possible for her? Could she, you know, compete nationally on floor like she did vault, or, you know, is that?
Oh yeah. I think a 10's possible, either routine that she does. Our goal is to get the other routine figured out and to try to get it executing at such a high level that it gives her an advantage. Maybe it gives her a better shot at a 10. But yeah, she can compete with anybody in the country on 3 events right now, and she's getting better on beam. At some point, we've got to start talking about the all around with her again. But she's got a lot on her plate, so we're just trying to not overwhelm her at this point. But yeah, she's not joking when she thinks she can get better on all the events, and she's actually doing a better job in the gym on all the events at times. So yeah, she's capable.
And just finally, how she affects the team. She kind of said something interesting where, you know, they just told her like, you know, we've got your back or whatever this week, or, you know, are they more confident when she's on their team? It's like, we've got Derrian, you know, we can do whatever, you know what I mean? Are they, you know, having, especially when you talk about so many young people, you know, to have that person on your team, does that help with confidence? Does that help them?
Oh yeah. I think you could see what happens when we have Cassie come back and when we have Arya come back. The confidence of the young people comes up because there's a lot of confidence in that person being able to do their job. And people look at Derrian that way. I think the difference this last week was that people started enjoying the game. You know, there's a game within the game of gymnastics. When you're on bars, and if you just look at it on floor, when we were on floor, we had 3 mistakes early in the lineup. And then Cassie goes up and gets a 9.9 on floor, and Derrian goes up to tell her great job. And she's like, hey, I'm just setting you up. Basically the goal is to do such a good job that the next girl has to beat that score. And it's a friendly challenge. And Derrian thrives off of that. She just loved to try to beat the score that just went up. So, you know, it's a friendly thing that I think the girls are starting to have fun with.
All right, we good?
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you.